I will use this example to explain hypothesis testing for proportion. There are three possible hypothesis tests for a proportion P. So here I just list them here. Okay, so you can have one-sided test or maybe two-sided test. Usually, so for a problem, the first step is you need to be careful. So which hypothesis testing corresponding to your problem. And no matter what hypothesis test is, so the test statistic is calculated using the same way. So this is the formula to get a test statistic. Yeah, you can see, so this p hat, so this is a sample proportion. And so then we have P0, P0, P0. Okay, so P0 is just is here. Okay, so what value you want to test in your non-hypothesis? Okay, of course. So then we have n. N is the sample size. After we get the test statistic, we need to calculate p-value. According to what alternative hypothesis you have, and so we use different ways to calculate p-value. See, for example, so if your alternative hypothesis is two-sided, okay, so then you will have 2 here, so then you have absolute value, right? And so if your alternative hypothesis is one-sided, so then the p-value will be calculated in a different way. Notice, so there is no way to calculate a p-value by hand, and we have to use Excel. Yeah, so here, so I list the Excel functions to calculate the corresponding p-value. So let's check this example. The French naturalist Count Buffon tossed a coin 4,040 times. So he got 2,048 heads. The sample proportion of head, yeah, so if you do the calculation, so p head is 0.5069, so it is slightly larger than half. So is this evidence that the coin was not balanced? So notice, so this problem, so we want to know, so is there evidence that the coin is not balanced? So usually, so what we want to prove is the alternative hypothesis, right? So in this case, so we want to know the coin is not balanced, right? So not equal to 0.5, right? So it is not equal to 0.5 because 0.5 corresponds to a balanced coin, right? Yeah, so the alternative hypothesis is P not equal to 0.5. And H non, and so H non is the complement of alternative hypothesis. So P equal to 0.5. Okay, and so then we can calculate test statistic. Okay, so Z0 equal to P hat minus P0 square root P0 1 minus P0 over n. Okay, so here P0, 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 right? So this should be 0.5. So what we want to test in the non-hypothesis. And so P hat is here, right? So the sample proportion. And n equal to 4,040, right? So basically it's here. So this is the total sample size. So after we identified those quantity, and so then we will be able to plug in those value to the formula. Okay, so 0.5069 minus 0.5 square root 0.5 times 1 minus 0.5 over 4,040. So then you do the math, and so you will get the value will be 0.8771. Okay, and so because the alternative hypothesis is two-sided, right? So then we will know, so the p-value will be 2 times the probability z greater than or equal to 0.8771. Yeah, so this 8771 is just our test statistic. Okay, and so we cannot calculate p-value by hand, and so we do it in Excel. So this is equal to 2 times 1 minus norm dot s dot dist, okay, and so 0.87712, right? Yeah, so if you put this in Excel, and you will get p-value 0.3804. To make a conclusion, and we compare p-value with a significance level alpha. So in most cases, so alpha is 0.05. Okay, so this value is greater than alpha, right? So then we fail to reject the null hypothesis. And so we will say there is no evidence to believe that the coin was not balanced.